Hey, mamas, welcome to another episode of Confessions of a Small Biz Mama. My name is Kristen Ingram. I am a business owner, a mom, a CPA, a bookkeeper, a teacher, a wife, and someone who needs, I think, this talk as much as you guys do. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that I just think is so important: picking a thing and doing it. Okay. This is the first episode in our Back to Basics series that we're doing this month. Last month we talked about spring cleaning. This month we're going to go back to basics. And I really want to deal with some topics that I see come up over and over and over again in bookkeeper training school, or over and over again when I'm talking to women, whether I'm networking in person or I'm networking online. I see this a lot. And it's funny because I don't see a lot of guys do this. I see women in business do this. So I think it's super important. Let's just dive right in. So I see this a lot. Okay, somebody comes into the group and they're coming into my course, Bookkeeper Training School, and they come into the Empower Bookkeeper Network and they say, hi, my name is Kristen. I joined this course because I want to add bookkeeping to my VA business, and then I'm going to add web design, and then I'm going to learn how to become a tax preparer, and then I'm going to become an online business manager. And I got my real estate license 3 years ago. And once I add all that stuff, I'm going to add nails and hair and plumbing to my business. And so I can't name my business right now because I don't know all the things I'm going to add. I know some of you are listening to this going, oh my God, that's me. That's me. It's not just you. It's a whole bunch of people. I get these in my inbox. I get these all over. Okay. This is such a common thing with women, that they want to own a business that does 35 things. Okay. And the problem is when you do that, right? And I get income diversification. Trust me, I get it. Here's the difference. Okay. I know some of you want to have you hear multiple streams of income. So, you've got to do different things. You need to pick a thing and do it until it's successful. Okay. And then if you decide like, hey, I'm going to add something else, make sure it's something that complements the thing that you're doing. I've talked to some of you who are in the course. I think we set up we kind of did a joke on one of our live calls. And we said, imagine somebody walks up to you and they say, hi, my name is Kristen, and I am a pediatrician plumber. And people are going to go, what? You're a what? I'm a pediatrician and I'm a plumber. Would you hire that person to do either of those things? I mean, they're so different, right? And I see that with a lot of you. When I ask you what you do, you're doing 17 things. None of them are related. You have little bits of each one off the ground, right? But you're not really solidifying any of them, right? And you're stuck because, listen, I'm going to be honest with you, as somebody who runs multiple businesses, I'm actually, as Bookkeeper Training School grows, I'm shrinking back my other businesses. Okay. I'm shrinking back the other things that I'm doing because one, I can't do everything. I just can't. And two, unless it's something that is directly related to accounting and bookkeeping and what I'm teaching in the course, I don't want to do it anymore because I want to stay in this mode, right? And so my, I've got my tax consulting and bookkeeping practice, right? I've got that piece, and I've got Bookkeeper Training School, right? And I'm really trying to simplify my life. And I've got other things that are out on the web. I'm like, oh, I'd love to go work on that. I'd love to go, write for that website that I've got. I'd love to go. But I'm like, no, I'm going to focus on these two things and grow, right? And really grow bookkeeper training school, right? And so that's why earlier this year I announced that I'm leaving the university that I teach for, to do bookkeeper training school full time, because like there's a whole bunch of revamps I want to do. Like I'm really thinking about how we're going to redo the curriculum and try to get some faster wins for the people in the course. I'm super, super excited about this. All the things that we have planned for the course this year. And don't worry, if you already in it or you buy it now, you get all of those. You're going to get all the updates. Okay, so don't worry about it. You're not going to miss out on that. So, but the reason that I wanted to talk about this today was because I'm seeing a lot of women come through the bookkeeper training school course and say, well, I can't name my business. I can't set up my business. I can't do anything with my business because I don't know the 95 streams of income I want to have. And so the thing that I tell those folks to do is I say, listen, I want you to pick a thing, right? I actually did this on a call. My support staff was going nuts. I said, listen, I want you to pick a thing. And if it's not bookkeeper training school, that's okay. Okay. But pick a thing and do it and pour your attention into that thing. But you can't do 95 things. You can't keep going through the cycle. And I know some of you are in this cycle too. I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn how to be a bookkeeper, and then I'm going to learn how to be a VA, and then I'm going to learn how to do web design, and I'm going to learn how to do plumbing, and I'm going to learn how to do hair and nails, and I'm going to learn, and I'm never going to do a darn thing. Right? How many of you, I was in that, I did that, I was there. Okay? I did that for a long time. Oh, I'm going to take this course. Oh, I'm going to take that course. Oh, I'm going to take this course. And it wasn't until I joined the mastermind that I'm in right now, that I've been in since 2017, and I'm never leaving ever. I've told Julie this, I'm never leaving ever. Until I joined that, I said, you know what? Like, I have to act, right? I have to get out of the cycle of learning and start doing. And so I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, Kristen, how am I going to do if I don't know what I'm doing? Okay. So in bookkeeper training school, if you go through the roadmap, right, which is the success roadmap, is our guide through the entire course. The course is 60 hours of content, and this is the guide that takes you through hour by hour. You learn, and then you do. You learn, and then you do. The problem is that a lot of you learn and you get to the doing part and you're like, not ready to do that yet. Or, oh, I don't really need to do that. Oh, I don't need to write that down. I'm just gonna keep going. And so then you keep learning. And then you get to the end and you're like, well, I don't have anything set up. I don't have anything done. Like, I'm not going to do this. And then you quit because you didn't do the work. And so what I'm asking you to do today, okay, is I just want you this month, okay, this week, don't think about it too much, okay? Pick a thing and do it. You're like, well, Kristen, what if it doesn't work? Then pick a different thing and do that. But here's the thing. I feel very preachy today, and I'm sorry, but I'm seeing this so much from you ladies out there. When you pick a thing, you really have to give it a chance. Don't pick a thing and say, okay, I learned a little bit, but I didn't do any other work in the course. And so now it didn't work. And so now I'm going to go on to the next course. Don't do that. You have to pick a thing and you have to do it. which that means you have to do the work, you have to do the worksheets, you have to set up your business, you have to do all the things you need to do. And here's the thing. If you take bookkeeper training school and you set up your business and you decide, you know what, nope, this is not the thing for me. I gave it a shot. It's not my thing. Then take that business, rename it, and you can use it for the next thing. Okay. Or if you just use your name for your business, then you don't have to rename anything. It's all set. It's just you. It's funny because when I go through and I read the success stories in the course, okay, and I read, I read the success stories, and then I go look at people's Facebook, and they're doing exactly what I told them to do on Facebook, right? And they're doing all the marketing, and they're doing all the networking that they're supposed to be doing. They're going out there and they're telling people about what they're doing. It is amazing. It is amazing to see what they're accomplishing. And they have other people that come to me, after, some time in the course, and they say, well, this just isn't working for me. I'm not getting any clients. And this isn't everybody. I know some of you are really out there, you're really out there, and you're doing most of what I say to do. We just need to do some little tweaks. But there's some people who come to me like, I don't have any clients. And I'm like, okay. Well, let me see your Facebook page. Oh, I didn't finish my Facebook page. Okay. Well, let me see the post you're doing on your personal profile. Oh, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that because they're not going to be any help. Okay. Well, what kind of networking are you doing? Oh, I'm not doing any networking. I'm like, well, what did you do? They're like, well, I passed the Pro Advisor exam. And so I'm certified, and I have a profile up online, so people can find me there. I'm like, okay, well, that's really good. That's a great start. But that's not going to get you all your clients. You have to network. You have to talk to people. You have to get yourself out there. And I know for some of you, that's like the scariest thing in the whole world to do. And I get that. But practice. It's very important. And it gets easier. Like, it's so funny. We had somebody in the group a couple days ago. She posted, she was like, I had my first discovery call and I didn't die. It was like, yay. Right. And they get easier every single time. Every single time you reach out to somebody, every single time you talk to somebody, it gets easier and easier and easier. But you have to pick a thing and you have to do it. And that's throughout our entire lives, right? You have to pick a weight loss plan or an eating plan and do it. You have to pick a workout plan and do it. You've got to pick your vitamins and take them. You've got to get on a schedule for sleep and do it. Right. I see this so much. And I think it stems from a couple different things. I think part of it is it's our fear of failure, right? We don't want to fail at anything, so we don't do anything, right? Because God forbid we fail at it. And so we just don't do anything, right? Or we start to do something, but we don't go far enough that we feel like we failed. We're like, well, I learned about this thing and I decided it wasn't right for me. So it wasn't failing. I just decided it wasn't right for me. Right? Some of you are doing that. I know. I think that the fear of failure is a big one. I think the lack of confidence that a lot of women have is another one, right? And I think, that goes in with the fear of failure, right? I can't do this. I don't have the skills to do it. I'm not good enough to do it. And so I'm just not going to. Okay. I'm a really big believer that you can do anything, but you can't do everything. Okay. But in order to do the anything, you need to make it the thing. Okay. And I'll tell you right now, I am totally struggling with this. I have too much on my plate right now. Jeff and I are so funny. I'm telling you, Jeff's my husband. We're like, okay, it's tax season. It's my final semester at the university. Let's sell our house and move to Florida, right smack in the middle of all that. I don't know why we do this to ourselves. I have no idea. But like, I know, like I did not pick a thing and do it. I picked like 3 things to do, plus I've got, bookkeeper training school and all the calls that go with that and all the support that I do, for the folks in that group. It's a lot and I get it. So that's why those of you that are trying to do like 17 things as a business, I don't know how you do it all. I really don't. Cause right now, I've got like 4 things on my plate, and it's too much. So listen, I just really want to see you guys succeed. I really want to see you guys win. And it is so hard to do that when you're doing 18 things. Okay. It is so hard to do that when you just won't pick a thing and run with it. And so all I want you to do this month, okay, I want you to do this week. I want you to sit down and I want you to think about all of the businesses that you're running. I want you to think about all of the side hustles that you have. I want you to think about all the opportunities that you're considering, right? Because I know some of you are in that phase, right? You haven't really started your business yet, but you're considering all these different things, okay? I want you to write them all down and I want you to pick one. And I know for some of you, you're like, well, Kristen, I've got 17 businesses right now that I'm kind of sort of dipping my fingers in. I want you to pick one to focus on to grow. Just one. So if you've got a couple of VA clients and a couple web clients and a couple bookkeeping clients, that's fine. Keep all the clients you currently have. Okay, wrap up your web design projects. You probably have a couple ongoing VA clients. That's fine. Keep those. You've got your ongoing bookkeeping clients. That's fine. Keep those. But then I want you to focus on one to grow. Just one. And I want you to make a push on that and try to grow it out. You're like, well, how do I decide which one to grow? Grow the one that has the greatest income potential for the least amount of time. Because that's ultimately what you want, right? You want more money and you want more time. And so which one has the greatest income potential in with the shortest investment of time? That's what you go for. Okay, so I'd love to know, what did you pick? Comment below if you are on the website, smallbizmama.com, or go post in the Facebook group, the Small Biz Mama community on Facebook. If you want to find it, you can go to smallbizmama.com, and we got the links in the show notes for this episode. And if you got any questions about this, if you're like, Kristen, I don't know what to pick. Kristen, I don't know how to pick. Go to askkristen.net. Put in your question, okay? And you may end up being in one of the lives that I do this week. All right? So thank you so much. All month long, we're going to be talking about back to basics. If you have any, ideas for shows that we can do, if you've got questions that you would like to ask, that you would like us to address on this show. And hey, listen, like our topics are like all over the place, right? We talk about life, we talk about business, we talk about parenting, we talk about finances, we talk about mindset, we talk about all the things. Okay. So if you've got questions that you would like answered on the show, please go to askkristen.net, fill out the form, and love to see how we can help. All right. So mamas, thank you so much. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to Small Biz Mama with Kristen Ingram. If you'd like to learn how to create more margin in your life, please visit us at smallbizmama.com. That's smallbizmama.com.